go. Why did Here we go. Wellington! Hey, here we go. Wide eight, Wellington! Here we go. Wide eight, Wellington! Here we go, here we go. Here we go. Wide eight. Wellington. Here we go. Wellington. Here we go. Wellington. Here we go. Wellington. Here we go. Wellington. Wellington. Here we go. Here we go. Wellington. Here we go. Wide Wellington. Here we go. Wide eight. Wellington. Here we go. Wide Wellington. Here we go. Wide Wellington.
Today, from FedEx Field in Landover, Maryland, it's Week 2 of the NFL on EA Sports. it's the Washington football team taking on the Dallas Cowboys.
Well, we've had spotty showers since about 7 a.m. here in D.C., and the radar indicates it's going to continue, but nothing to stop football from happening at FedEx Field. They love their football in this part of the country, and this crowd is ready to go as their guys will match up with the Dallas Cowboys. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaud. And Charles, we look at this Washington team as they interplay here. They come in off a good win on the road, and now they hit the home opener at 1-0. Meanwhile, for the visitors here, the Cowboys, they too were winners last time out, so something's got to give here.
And I love it when both teams come in off of wins. Great mindsets, and it usually leads to a really well-played game.
Two teams here, each off to 1-0 starts as this one is underway on EA Sports. Very short kick. This will be taken by one of the up men. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. So out comes the Washington offense onto the field. And they will be led out by their 6'4" quarterback.
And what I enjoyed watching this week when we had a chance to watch them at practice, the easy camaraderie that he has with his offense.
A lot of respect.
A lot of respect, and frankly, I thought it spilled over to the defense. All the defensive guys were coming over and teasing and joking with him. You can tell they respect the heck out of him and really want to play well for him.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Now Lawrence. And his first pass is incomplete. Curtis Samuel, the one he was looking for. And now it's 2nd down. Lawrence will throw. Looking middle, and it's incomplete.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
On 3rd down, Lawrence. That's complete. Terry McLaurin with it. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
I don't care who you put on him. He's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe needs some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. And he'll get it down inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 5 on the keeper. It's 2nd down. Now Lawrence to throw. This one complete to Curtis Samuel. Touchdown, Washington. Curtis Samuel, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And Washington has taken a first-quarter lead. Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. First look at the Cowboys offense as Dak Prescott gets ready to guide them.
And he said he was feeling good in the lead up to the season, and he proved it in a big way in week 1 with 4 touchdown passes. Had the offense moving at peak efficiency right at the start of the year. Awfully impressive.
So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 22. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Seemed like Dak certainly made the right read there to hand it off to Zeke.
When you have those two in the backfield, Dak Prescott at quarterback, Ezekiel Elliott at running back, you've got a symbiotic, synergistic relationship that puts a lot of defenses in a lot of stress.
I got to tell you, I've never heard synergistic before, but I guess that works, right?
It does on this game.
On 2nd down, it's Elliott, and hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. Play action now, Prescott. They'll roll him out right. And he's going to hook up with his big tight end, complete. And they're going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 33. And now it looks like we've got a Cowboy shaken up down there on the field. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. He'll buy some time right. He finds his man, complete. That's ball. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. So they gave up the early touchdown. This has been a pretty good response. Nice drive, taking it down 1st and goal.
And I know all the cliches jump in, right? Don't get away from your game plan too early. Make sure you're settled down. Don't panic. But it's all true, isn't it? Because otherwise, you get out of what you plan to do during the game, and it's still early. Don't get crazy because you gave one up. Just respond as you just noted.
The numbers for Zeke from last week. 17 carries, 95 yards, and a score. Again, it's Elliott, and he will take it in for a Cowboy score. Ezekiel Elliott, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Cowboys are an extra point away from tying the football game. Well, 1st quarter, maybe too early to talk about statement drives, Charles, but that sure seemed like a statement drive right there.
Well, if we're going to talk about statement drives, I think what they're saying is we're going to establish the run. They gave it to him early and often on this drive, and he wound up taking it into the end zone.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Now, after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away. And this a very, very short kick. And they're going to have really good starting field position here as that's taken up close to the 40. Now Washington going to retake the field for drive number 2. Now, early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice, but at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Lawrence's throw complete into the hands of Schultz here. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. And the Cowboys here on 3rd down bringing in an extra defensive back. Looking to throw, Lawrence. He'll dump that off to Gibson, complete. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And that'll bring up 4th down. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. And this is going to be ruled out, I think, just inside the 20. Yes, it will. Side judge calls it at the 19-yard line. 2nd drive forthcoming here for the Dallas Cowboys. And things are starting to move in the right direction. They get the touchdown last drive, then their defense gets them the football back.
Yeah, now they have a chance to get the lead if they can put something together here. And I'm eager to see how they decide to do it. Do they want to be methodical, or do they want to take the big strike and go after it right now?
So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line. He'll hand it off to Elliott to begin the drive. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. 2nd and 8. To throw is Prescott. And there goes Amari Cooper, his first catch. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
After one, a one-point game, 7-6. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. He's going to fire one deep over the middle.
And that nearly intercepted. Well, the free safety roaming into position almost had it, but it's 2nd down.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Flush to his right. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
And now time will be called here as Washington has an injured player down on the field.
A couple of first downs on the drive already, as they'll go from the 47 now on 1st down.
And it's a leaping effort, but it's knocked away and incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line, tackled there.
44 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point.
Well, if they continue to run the football this strong, right up the middle, I don't know if they can wait till halftime to make adjustments. They better find a way to get it done series to series. I don't know if they need to sub some guys out, bring in extra people, maybe change what they're doing on the defensive side of the ball. But right now, they're running the ball very well right out and right up the middle.
He's got Smith here. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Prescott, this to Jarwin. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20.
When you get a big tight end like this, sometimes it takes more than one man to bring him down. Oftentimes, your best bet, just jump on and hold on and wait for your teammates to arrive to help get him on the ground.
Yeah, he's able to push his way forward somehow for a gain of about 2 yards. 2nd down now. Here's Prescott. Rolling to his right. And he whips that one incomplete there.
Well, he certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
Sliding out of the pocket. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Elliott. And he's going to be taken down short of the first, right around the 15-yard line. 5 yards, not enough, and it'll be 4th down.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
Ezekiel Elliott not able to get it past the marker.
And Washington will have it on the turnover on downs. On 1st and 10, it's Lawrence.
He finds his target. It's Schultz. And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8. On 2nd down now, it's Gibson. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
On 1st down, right back to Gibson.
And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Footing's definitely going to be an issue because it's tough to make those quick cuts that you're used to making on a soggy track. In fact, a Hall of Fame runner once told me, cut on your heels in this type of weather. Gives you better balance.
On 2nd and 12, Lawrence. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A reminder coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in his second week of the regular season. Looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. They'll contain him to just 4. Second down. Here's Lawrence to throw. He finds his man, complete. That's Schultz. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 40.
Oh, a lot of credit to the play caller here. He saw the design in his mind and implemented it. A little zone stretcher here because they started the tight end on the left side of the formation and sent him on a crossing route. And this works really well where you can find that space between levels, and they were able to do so for good yardage.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Lawrence. He finds his man, complete. That's Schultz. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts, as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1. They're trying to keep the drive going. This will be play number 8. It's 3rd and 2. Lawrence. And he finds McLaurin. Now Washington going to use the second of their 3 timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. On first down, Lawrence. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage, but I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. From the gun, it's Lawrence. He finds his man, complete. That's Schultz. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. Now Lawrence. And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete. They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal. Lawrence going to throw again. And this is taken in for a Washington touchdown. Dalton Schultz in the final seconds of the first half. And Washington going to add on to their lead. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is up to 8. So that drive spans 13 plays. And it was polished off by a Washington touchdown. Here's Harvin. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. A very tough run, but for a short gain out near the 32. So we've reached half. And just like that, on we head to half number 2. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. Here's Harvin. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Cowboy offense set to go to begin this 3rd quarter. And they do trail, but they have a chance to possess the football first to try and do something about it.
And that certainly makes it something of an important drive for them, because is it going to win the game? No, but you have to do something to bring some life to your sideline.
First down, Prescott. They'll roll him out right. And this one complete to Smith. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you, because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Well, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game.
And Brandon, you know that expression? He just does what he does? It sounds trite, doesn't it? But in this case, it's perfectly apt. This is one of the better runners in the NFL. And all he does is just find avenues, find ways to pick up key first downs and big runs. We talk about mobility on quarterbacks all the time. Here's where it really pays off. Able to move, evade, and is accurate throwing on the run and picking up a first down.
He's able to force his way through one man, but he can muster only about a yard on the play. Second down. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. He'll buy some time right.
That is caught by Lamb. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 12-yard line.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong...
And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Amari Cooper, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And now the Cowboys are within a 2-point conversion of tying up the game. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a second one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdown scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. And then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him.
It's a short kick taken out beyond the 20.
And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll.
And maybe some renewed pressure on this unit following the touchdown a moment ago. It's back to a one-score game.
And because of that pressure, because it's now a one-score game, they know this is where you need to slow the momentum change. Because otherwise, that could overrun your team. You've got to be careful right here.
Here's Lawrence. He's going to drop this one down to Gibson.
And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11. Looking to throw. Lawrence.
They'll set up the screen for Gibson. Powering his way forward.
And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield.
Whenever we talk about moving the sticks and controlling the football, there's a great example right there. Those are the third downs you need to convert to win football games. We're in the third quarter of this one, and this is a tight one. In order to maintain pace, keep the ball away from the other team and put points on the board, those are the plays they need to continue to convert.
On 1st and 10, it's Gibson.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
They go play action now. Lawrence.
Over the middle, complete to Samuel. Touchdown, Washington. Curtis Samuel, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
And Washington is able to stretch their lead.
Extra point right down the middle. And that makes this a 9-point game. A drive that time of 6 plays. And the result, a touchdown for Washington. Here's Harvin.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
Dak Prescott on the offense heading back onto the field. 5 for 5 that last drive. Touchdown pass as well. He was clicking. Receivers, I don't want to be cliche, but running really solid routes too.
And what I love about it is when you look across any team, all right, the body types of the receivers are usually different. The way that they get open, different as well. Some of them use power to get open. Some of them use those head fakes and subtle moves. Some of them just use pure speed. And the really good ones, when they're established, they know how to push off at the end of a route, too.
Prescott now from the 50. And it's complete right back in the hands of Smith. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30.
Well, every drive from here out is definitely crucial and critical. They know that they need to get at least 3 here to get it back to a one-score game. But I can't imagine that in their huddle that they're thinking at all about getting a field goal. They want to get into the end zone and then try and get the ball back again.
7 yards the pick up there. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
Off the play fake, Prescott rolling to his right. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. The heavy set out there. 3 tight ends in the formation for 3rd and 3. Now, yes, a 2-possession game, but a good chunk of time on the clock, so they have the ability still there to run it on 2nd and short, but maybe they need to pick it up a bit.
You're right. They did pick up the first down there, but they, as you mentioned, they have to pick up the pace now because it's a 2-possession game. They've got to get there twice to make sure they have a chance to win.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Rush coming, and he's taken down. They dial up the corner blitz that time, and it delivers to the tune of a 9-yard loss. They'll need a big play here. Will Dak and the Cowboys after the sack. It's 3rd and long. Open space inside the 10. And down to the 7-yard line. Give him 19 on the play, but they will still come up a bit short. And now it's 4th down. They'll run it with Elliott. And he's able to pick up the first before he's brought down inside the 5 at the 4. Throwing, Prescott sliding out of the pocket to the goal line, but it's incomplete.
I know he was trying to get the completion downfield, but the way this game has gone, with a few of the runs he's made along the way, he should have kept the ball.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Chase Young, credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal. Now here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete. The field goal doesn't help. They're going to go for the 6 here on 4th and goal. Desperation time. Prescott on 4th. Escaping the pressure right. And this is caught for a Cowboy touchdown. Blake Jarwin, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Cowboys have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. All right, so the Cowboys will go for 2 here. And this is caught. So they took a chance, but they are back within a single point here in the 4th. And around the goal line, especially on 2-point tries, sometimes the QB's best friend is that big target, the tight end.
I love how you described it because you know he's going to have some length and some catch radius as well as a big body to keep people away from the football.
Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away. Now this, a very short kick. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. So out comes Washington's offense to take over. After the touchdown we just saw, we have a brand new ball game. And now look at the situation. You got plenty of time on the clock. Defensively, they have 3 timeouts. So do you run the football here or do you throw it?
I think you have that full conversation with your offensive unit, and you tell them, here's the situation. They've got all their timeouts, so we are not going to play this conservatively. We've got to attack them. We've got to make them use those, gain the ground that we need in order to put this game away. If you think we're just going to run it 3 times and punt it, you've got another thing coming.
Yeah, and by the way, also the 2-minute warning in play, so essentially 4 timeouts left.
They have to be aggressive here.
So it's Washington with the football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 2nd down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line.
Only a yard on the gain there, and that'll set up 3rd and 13. And now the question everyone's wondering, look at the clock, late fourth quarter, do they put the ball in the air here on 3rd?
I don't. I run the football, and I tell my offensive line, no leakage up front. I don't want my running back hit as I hand the ball off to him. I don't want any type of an issue. But if I am going to throw it, quick throw, out to the perimeter, maybe one of my best receivers running a quick slant or something like that.
Call it a gain of 5, 4th down now. Here's Tressway now as he'll kick it away for the second time. And no one there to stop it. Hits at the 8, but it carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They'll roll him out right. Got an open man, the tight end, Jarwin. And he's going to pick up a first down here as that clock continues to run.
I'm a little surprised right here. They've got 3 timeouts left. The clock's running down, and they aren't using them. Those timeouts do you no good at home. Use them now.
I'll tell you, far from ideal conditions to play in, but neither offense has had much trouble. Plenty of points to go around. 1st and 10.
Now a desperation throw deep downfield.
And that went a little too high as it's knocked away and incomplete.
And we will get a timeout with 2 ticks left. One last shot now for Prescott. Eluding the pressure right. He's going to let it fly. Got a man. It's caught inside the 10. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So we race the flag. They decline it.
And did they use the big eraser, or was that the one at the end of the number 2 pencil?
Well, I was thinking the 2x2-inch ones that you can buy and use in addition to the pencil.
And those last forever.
A long time.
No doubt.
Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. You're wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.
So for Washington, it's a win here in their home opener as they move to 2-0. And they'll get another home date next week as the 49ers will come to town. Meanwhile, for the Cowboys, they'll fall to 1-1. And they'll be on the road next week as they get a date with the Seahawks in Seattle.
Tonight, from Lumen Field in Seattle, it's a special prime time edition of the NFL on EA Sports. We'll see Russell Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks taking on Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys.
We are just south of Pioneer Square here in the great northwest city of Seattle at newly named Lumen Field, home of the 12s. This crowd, as we've come to expect in recent years, as loud as any in the NFL, and they get even louder when their Seahawks are introduced. We're ready for football as the Seahawks get set to do battle with Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
Time for Dak Prescott and the Dallas offense to go to work. Prescott, of course, the former fourth-round pick in 2016 out of Mississippi State.
And he's had good success here already this season throwing the football. 6 touchdown passes in his 2 games. He's really got this offense playing with a lot of confidence, trying to establish themselves early as a Super Bowl contender.
Prescott looks to throw on first. Flushed out right. Connects here with the tight end, Blake Jarwin. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Now the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. The numbers for Zeke from last week. 13 carries and even 60 yards and a touchdown.
And give him a ton of credit. He's running the ball really well. But I look at those guys up front. That unit is truly playing as just that. Every move that they make, their teammate understands what that move means and what they need to do. And right now, they're starting to grind it out pretty well. Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
The throw right sideline here is complete. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. Off play action to Elliott. Here's Prescott. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. Well, on that one, they go with a play fake, CD, but I don't think anybody really was fooled. All eyes were fixated on the quarterback, and they got him to the ground.
And to run this play successfully, you've got to make sure that everyone is doing their part. You actually have to sell this play. You've got to sell the run action. Otherwise, why do you stop at the running back? You just run straight for the quarterback and put him on the ground.
Well, I'm not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
To throw on 2nd and 10, Prescott. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9.
Partner, as a quarterback, sometimes you just got to know when the clock has gone off in your head, it's time to go. Tuck it and get all you can.
Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
And this ball is caught by Lamb. Touchdown, Dallas. CeeDee Lamb, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Cowboys take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. A long opening drive, but a very successful opening drive. We call that methodical, I guess, when it takes that many plays.
Methodical and almost like a boxing match where you're hitting them with body blows. They can withstand them here. Look, they gave up the touchdown, but you don't feel like a knockout is there. But they keep doing that in the fourth quarter. That's when the knockout occurs.
It becomes tough for that defense if they're on the field that long. We'll see if they can continue that in future drives. From way up at the 23. And they're going to wind up with pretty good starting field position as they get it up past the 35. Russell Wilson leads out the Seattle Seahawks offense. The veteran Wilson, a third-round pick back in 2012.
And I saw that he had an interesting quote in the research packet that we had after last week's game. It's all on me now. I've got to lead my team and find a way for us to win a game. 0-2, but they're at home. I guess he's going to try and find a way to get the home crowd involved early.
Good starting field position here for the Seahawks as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 37. First carry for the Boise State Bronco, Alexander Madison. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45. 8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. Here's a give to Madison running right. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. He'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on 3rd down.
That was well defense right there. He saw the play in front of him and able to hold the point of attack. Then he sheds it and goes and makes a tackle for a loss.
They'll try to get it on the ground with Madison. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. On 4th down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. Second drive forthcoming here for the Dallas Cowboys. They have to be thrilled with that first drive. They got them the touchdown. Now they'll be looking to make it a 2-score advantage here on the road.
And you know they spent all week in practice, in meetings, talking about taking an early advantage. Being the road team, going up a score, that takes the crowd out of the game and puts some doubt in the minds of their opponents.
And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. His first carry of their second drive, pretty solid. And, of course, remember back to their first drive, really strong throughout that one.
Not only is he getting good blocking up front, but how about his vision to find the holes? And he's seeing things before they even open and hurdling through them.
45 yards rushing for him now, and he's only carried the ball 4 times. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Power running by Zeke. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. It's another 10 yards on that one and another first down. 6-0 our score after 1. They'll try to throw now. Prescott. And that nearly trouble, but it's incomplete. The rookie had it and lost it. And it'll be 2nd down. On 2nd and 10. Prescott. This one to Jarwin over the middle. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 25-yard line.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Prescott on first down. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent. And that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line.
That's a big league job there of getting out of the pocket, not panicking, and just buying himself some time. Then he made a good, accurate throw to set up 1st and goal.
Flush to his right. To the end zone, but knocked away and incomplete.
And that's a nice job there because you've got to play the ball, not the man when in coverage. That'll keep you away from a lot of needless penalties, and he's able to knock that one away.
To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
All right, Captain, let's batten down the hatches time defensively. Dodged 2 pass attempts to the end zone. Now what do you think they're going to try and dial up 3rd and goal?
Well, knowing them and knowing what we just seen, I think they're throwing it again, don't you?
And
he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Dak Prescott with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season. And the Cowboys will extend their lead.
There's not much that's perfect in football, but that's about as close to it as you're going to get. Score, force a punt, score again.
And both drives were impressive. The opening drive was, that last one was. Now on the other side, though, what's your psyche? You're really behind the 8 ball.
You got to make sure to just hold in there. Survive the early storm, relax a little bit, and try and get back to your game plan. It's way too early for panic.
He'll buy some time right. That is caught. He's got it. And the lead will move to 14-0. So their 2nd touchdown of this first half, they went for 2 after score number 1, didn't get it. Now they get the equalizer, so to speak.
So to speak, and you can understand the thinking. Because they didn't get it after the first score, they wanted to get back to a normal points pattern, get up to 14. But just think, if they missed it here, only up 12-0, 1 extra point on the other side can ultimately beat you if they score twice.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still 2nd quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. Back to the ground on 1st down. Here's Madison. And despite the good footwork, he'll be hit and dropped shy of the 45. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Here's Wilson. And the catch is made here by Tyler Lockett. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play. And that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot. Running from the shotgun with Madison. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a 1st down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Now Wilson on 1st down. That's into the hands of his tight end, Will Dissly. And he'll be taken down after a gain of about 8, as that will lead us to the 2-minute warning. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the 1st down completion. A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now. We'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete.
You can tell they wanted to get that ball downfield, but they had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
3rd and 2. Now Wilson. Open man is Metcalf. He's got it. And he is going to have a Seahawks 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. That's complete to Dissly, the tight end. And it looks like he'll be just a yard shy of the 5 here as he's out at the 6. 7 yards, the pickup there. Again, Wilson. This goes out wide from Madison. And the Seahawks are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as he's out of bounds at the 2. This is 1st and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. They'll try to run with Madison. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Alexander Madison taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Seahawks able to make this a close game again. Santos with the extra point, and that'll cut the lead down to a touchdown. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Zeke and the Cowboys ready to begin their next drive. And no doubt he's come out of the gate strong. Only in week 3, and you see the numbers thus far.
And we always talk about identity, setting a tone, getting the groundwork laid for the season or for a game. And that's what they've done with the running game so far. It reminds me of when I first went to the University of Tennessee. And believe it or not, I was a quarterback for a day and a half. And the first practice session, the first play we ran was 28 pitch.
A leap, and he's got it. He got it. And he is down deep into Seattle territory. A big play there just before halftime. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. Rolling to his right. And he's got it. Touchdown, Cowboys. 2 first-half touchdown passes now for Dak Prescott. And the Cowboys would extend their lead here just before halftime. So simple math here in the first half. They've had 3 drives offensively, and they have scored every time, and they've got the lead.
Well, whenever we talk about adjustments, we usually talk about an offense making adjustments, right? This is all about the defense. They've got to figure out some way, somehow to slow them down. Do they blitz a little bit more? Do they play more zone coverage? Right now, they don't know where to go because they're hitting them in every direction.
And he will get into the end zone to extend the lead by 2 more. So the signal caller doing it himself there on the 2-point try.
You got to like that. We always talk about the ball staying in the hands of the best players, but most of the time you want to get it to a back, pitch it to a wide receiver. In this case, the quarterback did it himself.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. From way up at the 23. They're going to take this up close to the 40, so really good starting field position. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And with decent starting field position, they're maybe only a couple completions away from field goal range. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. This one complete to Devin Funchess. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. They'll contain him to just 4. Second down. And this is off target to the left. Didn't get there anyway. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. The long-distance shot before break comes up empty, but now Charles flipped the script. Time for likely one more play as field position becomes an issue.
Yeah, when you talk about field position, remember, if this kick is missed, the ball comes back to where? The spot that they snapped it from. So field position becomes a factor. I think at this spot, you might also want to think about throwing the Hail Mary. Put the ball up in the air. Maybe you can get 6 out of it instead of 3.
Yeah, see what happens. So that would have been something from that distance, but to no avail. Comes up empty as we have reached the intermission. As we'll send you eastward to Orlando. Standing by with that EA Sports halftime report now is Jonathan Coachman. Take it away, Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. We'll get started up at Lincoln Financial Field in Philly, where you see the final score there. Sam Darnold, a strong performance there, over 300 yards passing with 3 touchdowns in the victory. From there, let's head off and check out a second game. And they were losers in that one to the visiting LA Chargers. Justin Herbert leading the way in the victory with 3 touchdown passes. Lastly, we're off to the Rocky Mountains, Denver, Colorado. See what's happening with the Broncos. And they were losers in their ball game as the visiting Buffalo Bills come in and took it to them. Josh Allen, 3 touchdown passes as his guys stay unbeaten on the year. In the game you're watching, you've seen a strong first half out of Dak Prescott. He's thrown for 2 touchdowns, and he has run for another. As for the call of the second half, we turn things back over to Brandon Gaudin.
All right, Coach. Thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter 3. The Seahawks trailing, but they will have possession first here as we resume action in the third quarter. From way up at the 23. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And right out of the gate, they face what you'd think could be a pretty important drive.
I would say so. You know, they're down 2 scores. That's not the end of the world. It wasn't the strongest of first halves, but for them to start clawing back, they've got to start putting a little pressure on that defense, start cutting into this deficit. You can't have 3 and outs and expect to get that done.
It's caught by Funchess.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
Oh, he tries to get it to Metcalf, but it's intercepted. Picked off near the 42. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Cowboy defense has a touchdown. This D wanting to put it away before we even get to the fourth quarter, widening that margin a bit further.
And while they won't just empty the bench just yet, if you're a backup, start loosening up. I think you'll get a chance to play before this one is over now with that type of a cushion.
So Dak will bring the Cowboys up to go for the 2-point try. Following the interception, here's Prescott escaping the and he's going to go down. Can't get rid of it, so a sack on the 2-point try.
I know they didn't tack on the 2 points, but I liked their attempt. After the interception return for a touchdown, I was thinking to myself, forget kicking it, go for 2, and they did.
Well, yeah, and everybody's scrambling. Maybe you catch the defense on their heels. They weren't ready to be out there.
Yeah, it's almost like a sudden change, right? There's a turnover, you take it away, they stuck it in the end zone, keep the momentum going. Give credit to the defensive guys for rallying and stopping that 2-point attempt.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. Short throw to Disley, and he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
And Brandon, as you know, sometimes it's a lot tougher to run with these tight ends nowadays in the NFL. They're just bigger wide receivers. He lined up on the left side of formation, ran a drag route across the field, and tried to work his way open. He was able to make the catch, but the defenders were there, couldn't do a whole lot with it afterwards.
Another attempt, another incompletion, and when I look at the scoreboard and where we are in this game, it comes to mind that they have to start getting the ball in the hands of their playmakers. Throw it to the guys that maybe can take a short pass and turn it into a long gain, or make people...
Tyler Lockett. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Tyler Lockett, 65 yards. And the Seahawks are able to close the gap just a bit. Santos able to tack on the extra point, and the lead will be cut down to 14. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Here's Harvin. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Sliding out of the pocket. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes in bounds. Give him 9 on the play, and it'll be second and about a yard. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
And, he's unable to hold on to that defensively. A potential game changer, but it falls incomplete. On 3rd and 1, here's Prescott. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll check on his status when we get back. A first down carry by Elliott. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 70 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Elliott. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
A quick throw, but incomplete. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the 3rd quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out. Different pass rushes are designed for different things. Sometimes you want to keep the quarterback in the pocket. Sometimes you want him to flush. I don't know exactly how this one was designed, but they made sure they moved him to his right. He got out of the pocket. Unfortunately for him, he was hit as he tried to throw the ball, and that resulted in an incompletion.
On 1st down, it's Elliott. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up a 2nd and just about a few inches here. Again, it's Elliott. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. Now, after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. Looking to throw. Prescott. They'll roll him out right to the end zone, but it's incomplete. They got the win last week despite not having any interceptions. Trying to come up with one there, could not. But there's a stat category called PBU, pass breakup. That's important too, and they got one. Touchdown! 3 touchdown passes now for Dak Prescott. And the Cowboys, they push out in front further.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical. That's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the 3rd quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely. You also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
And now they'll empty the backfield here as they elect to go for 2. And he's got it. So the try for 2 successful. And that bumps their lead up even further. He hits the big target for the 2-point try. Defenses hate those guys, especially around the goal line.
It's hard to decide who you're going to put on him. Are you going to put a smaller corner on him? Are you going to put a safety who doesn't have maybe the same coverage skills? How about a linebacker? He may have the size, but he's not used to really covering in space. That's why the tight end gives you such a great advantage when you're throwing the football.
They're going to take this up close to the 40, so really good starting field position. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. After the long touchdown drive we just saw, you wonder if maybe that's taken a little of the wind out of this offensive sails because they had it going pretty good last time, too.
Had to sit over there for a little while, didn't they? You know, they were eager, amped up to get back on the field after just scoring, hoping to get the ball back quickly. That didn't happen, so I'd say come out, just kind of get started again. You know, it doesn't have to be anything dramatic. Just get moving, get loose again, and see if they can get it downfield.
Touchdown, Seattle. Tyler Lockett with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Seahawks are able to cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the 3rd. That's caught. And he's going to get in for the score. And the lead now cut to 14. And the formula there on the 2-point try, they go 5 wide. Not even the option to hand the ball off. They got it.
They tried to create space, and there isn't a whole lot of it there. For the defense, what you're trying to do is make sure that someone, if they're going to catch the ball, make them catch it behind you because they run out of space with the back line. But in this case, the offense figured it out.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Eluding the pressure right. Looking deep in the direction of Cooper. And this nearly an interception, but it's incomplete. Well, a turnover really would have helped him there, but not to be. To throw again on second down. Prescott, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. They push him back 8 yards that time on second down. 1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Toward the sideline. Did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge, and that's good enough for a first down. So the line of scrimmage all the way up to midfield now as they've got it 1st and 10. Meanwhile, Prescott's throw taken in by Cooper here. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. 10th carry now for Elliott. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 106 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on. On 1st and 10, Prescott. Flushed out right. He'll find Lamb. That's complete. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. This is something you got to be wary of defensively. I mean, just because they're in the mode of trying to burn some clock doesn't mean they won't pass it. They got good yardage out of that one. Yeah, and really, when you're looking at it, now they've got a fresh set of downs. Look for second down. If they want to take another shot and try and loosen things up, that'd be the time to do it. It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be 2nd and goal. The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on 2nd and goal. This is caught. The catch good for 6 yards, but now it's 3rd and goal. Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe. Flush to his right, toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. They really had a good drive going there, but a nice recovery by the defense these past few downs, able to knock that one away on 3rd down and bring up what I think for the offense, an unexpected 4th down here. Running with Elliott, and he'll get in. Touchdown, Cowboys. Ezekiel Elliott, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Cowboys look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. So Dak will bring the Cowboys up to go for the 2-point try. They'll let Elliott try and run it in. And he is into the end zone again as he scores both the touchdown and the 2-point conversion to extend this lead. Needed a couple yards for the 2-point try. They go to the ground game, and it works. And sometimes it's the exact right thing to do because a lot of teams play you for the pass. So you spread people out, decide to run the football. You often find good running lanes. From way up at the 23. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the 4th quarter. This would be their 3rd straight defeat. Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. To throw again on 2nd down. Wilson, a quick target here, complete to Metcalf. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. And this a quick slant to Lockett. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. Throwing now, Wilson on 1st down. They'll get this underneath to Madison. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. And it's caught. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down. Now Wilson. Touchdown, Seahawks. Tyler Lockett, a 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Seahawks have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. Wilson going to throw for it. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Popular down near the goal line. Quick slant. Nice job there to get in, knock it away.
It was. And one of the other things you're concerned about when you throw that route is to make sure your offensive linemen use their leverage to get the hands of the defensive front down so you can throw it through that little bit of crowd and get it to the receiver. In this event, they did, but a nice play by the defender knocking it away.
Throwing here, Prescott. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And this is caught inside the 5. Touchdown, Cowboys. CeeDee Lamb, his second touchdown of the night. And the Cowboys have put this one to bed here in the 4th quarter.
Well, there's just about a minute left in this game, and they're still taking it into the end zone. And you know they could have taken a knee there, but they decided to play this one all the way out. And I think their philosophy is, we're going to give you everything we've got. If we just go ahead and take a knee now, we're actually showing you disrespect that way, like taking pity on you. They're not about to do that to their opponent.
So here now is Prescott as his guys will go for the 2-point conversion. And this is going to be caught. So add 2 more to the lead as they continue to pour it on here in the 4th. So they go with a pass there on the 2-point try and able to convert it, Charles.
And a good job by the offense figuring out their 2-point play and using it well. It's interesting how people are using the strategy nowadays, though, isn't it?
It really is, and I don't know how much that particular play factored in, but with the PAT moving back in 15-16, that kind of changed things, didn't it?
It's really a part of everyone's strategy now. When I talk with coaches and when we sit with them, they always talk about they actually have 2-point periods in practice now, something they never really did before.
They'll throw on first down with Wilson. Funches with a catch over the middle. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they get it with 26 seconds to go in the football game. On first down, Wilson. Catch is made by Metcalf. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go in the football game. To throw is Wilson. Caught left side by Funches. Touchdown! Devin Funches. 26 yards. And the Seahawks are able to cut into that deficit. They'll try and throw for it. Escaping the pressure right. And he will get into the end zone to cut the lead a little bit further. Well, it's still an uphill battle from here, that's for sure, but that makes it a 2-score game.
And now we see why teams practice so much on the 2-point conversion, why you have more than one play ready, because you may need multiples throughout a ball game. There's a great example right there.
They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. And unable to connect. It's incomplete. And the clock stopped at 8 seconds. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. He'll buy some time right. Now he's going to throw deep right side.
And, he's unable to hold on to that defensively. A potential game changer, but it falls incomplete.
On third down, it's Prescott. Eluding the pressure right. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the Cowboys, they get back in the win column as they move to 2-1 now on the year. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to New England to take on the Patriots. Meanwhile, for the Seahawks, the early struggles continue as they'll sink to 0-3. And they'll have a chance at redemption next week at home against the Indianapolis Colts.
Tonight, from Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, it's Week 4 of the NFL on EA Sports. We'll see Mac Jones and the New England Patriots taking on Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys.
From a venue that's been sold out since it opened back in 2002, there's a look at the home of the Patriots, Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, Mass. A moment ago, the pride of Massachusetts, the Patriots, introduced to this, as always, sold-out crowd as they get set to go head-to-head with the Dallas Cowboys. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, we look at this Patriots team entering play. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
And they got it up past the 35, so pretty good starting field position. So now here come the Patriots to take over on offense. They're led by their quarterback from the University of Alabama, Mac Jones.
And it felt like in watching the game tape, he got everyone involved last week.
He was a manager.
He really was. That's a great way to put it because they ran the ball some, they threw it accurately. 1 touchdown pass, so he didn't, break the bank doing that, but he didn't throw any interceptions. That's the bottom line. That's why a defense loves a quarterback like that. Doesn't put them in bad situations.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. A first carry now for Kareem Hunt. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. What makes a draw play like that successful?
Well, we did see where he made the first wave miss, and that was a big part of it. But a lot of it is just being actors back there, making the defense think it's going to be a pass.
He's got the first down here inside the 30. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, where that continuity is there, and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
2nd and 10. Now Jones. And that's incomplete.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're and he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. Jalen Smith able to get him down for a loss of 11, and it brings up 4th down. And this won't get there. Won't be online either. It's no good. Off to the right, and this will remain a scoreless game.
Partner, doesn't seem like it, but that's a tough spot for a kicker. First drive of the game, and they're calling on him. He should be warmed up. He should be into the game, but sometimes it's almost like, oh, what, now already? Can't they put it in the end zone? What's going on here?
Yeah, and he's probably saying, if you can't get it in the end zone, can you give me a 30, 40-yarder? A long one, and he can't connect. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11. Here's Prescott. Rolling to his right. This to Jarwin. Room here to run. run. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30.
Now that's all about making something happen as a quarterback, because instead of forcing something on third down, how about him buying some time outside of the pocket, waiting for someone to come open, and when he did, he put it on him for a big play and a first down.
So into Pat's territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 27.
Prescott's throw taken in by Jarwin.
The numbers for him from a week ago: 5 catches, 71 yards, and a touchdown.
And you can tell early they're going to look his way quite a bit, and he made himself available on that one.
He's got the first down inside the 10, and he gets it all the way down to the 3. A tough run by Ezekiel Elliott, the 4th overall pick in the 2016 draft.
If you watch tape of him in college, you saw plenty of those runs, because I know the highlights showed him in the open field breaking away from people, but that's how he wore down defenses, those exact type of runs.
1st and goal from the 3.
Throwing, Prescott. And that is caught. Touchdown, Cowboys. Blake Jarwin, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Cowboys have taken the early lead. Now Mike McCarthy saying, let's go for 2. They'll let Elliott try and run it in. And he is not going to make it. They stop him up short, and this will remain a 6-0 ball game. Boy, so they don't get the conversion, but they're going to go right into the onside kick formation. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. So they went for 2 and failed. They didn't use him on the PAT, but now he boots this one away with a 6-0 lead.
Not much leg here. Fields this at the 24-yard line. And they've got it up past the 35, so pretty good starting field position.
The Pats at the line, ready to go. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, well, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
And his throw's going to be incomplete.
This defense for the Cowboys, they were terrific a week ago in the win over Seattle.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30.
And that's well executed there on third down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
57 yards rushing for him now as he has gotten the night off to a hot start.
A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. They'll run with Hunt, and that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. He'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on third down. Throwing, Jones. Complete, Hunter Henry with a grab.
And he will have a Patriots first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
6-0 our score after 1. On first down, they'll run with Hunt. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. Now after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. We'll get a report when we return to Foxborough.
Hunt.
And this time the yards won't come so easy as they'll in fact tackle him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down. On 2nd and goal, the lone man in the backfield is Hunt. They'll give it to him up the middle. And he'll be stopped about a yard shy of the goal line after a pickup of about 3. New England on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. They're looking at a 3rd and goal here. And this is caught. Touchdown, Patriots. Darius Slayton, his first touchdown on the year. And the Patriots are an extra point away from going out in front. A good hold of these wet conditions. The point after is up and good. And they take the lead here at 7-6.
Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown.
Here's Harvin.
And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. He finds Smith out of the backfield. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down.
Well, normally you see 3 tight ends in a formation. You have to think to yourself, this has got to be a run. And I know as a safety, when I saw that, I took an extra step or 2 towards the line of scrimmage. Instead, they threw the ball, and he found one of those tight ends for a very nice pickup.
So Amari Cooper out of Northwestern High School in Miami making a nice play there.
And it's so funny that when I was going through the draft process when he came out of Alabama and was inquiring about him and his skills, they say it all began back in Miami. He really became a pro receiver at a young age because of his attention to detail and precision. But don't forget his athletic ability. That's what made that catch there.
And he did spend 1 year with Teddy Bridgewater as his quarterback there, so that helped back in high school.
So back-to-back incompletions. 3rd down here at 10, but you're still in field goal range.
And that's the thing to keep in mind. They're in field goal range. So now you don't take any unnecessary risks, but you try and find a way to get...
And this is caught for a Cowboy touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Cowboys have retaken the lead. And it was a tight window. He knew he had to rocket that thing in there. He got it done.
And when you're able to complete one like that, your confidence has to just go sky high. You just mentioned it. Tight window, zings it in there despite excellent coverage. Result, touchdown.
Now Mike McCarthy going to decide to go for 2 here.
Prescott, they're going to throw for it. And this will be caught as they convert here for 2. And I guess that makes up for the earlier missed 2-point try here to get him to 14.
Yeah, that aggressiveness, it reminds me a lot of when basketball first adopted the 3-point shot, and people were starting to realize that 3 for 2 was really starting to work for them. In this case now, maybe the 2 for 1 is coming into play in the NFL.
And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. New England with a 1st down as they begin the drive. That last drive, it was a good mix. Run, pass, defense on their toes.
And what really helps out in a big way is when you're doing the run-pass mix and everything's working, that means that they're guessing wrong every time on defense. They think you're going to pass when you run and vice versa. I would continue that, and when they finally draw a bead on you, maybe you mix it up a little bit, a little play action and throw the ball.
And will they maintain that balance? Time to find out. And the Cowboys pressure gets there this time for the sack.
Micah Parsons
just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7. Throwing on 3rd and long. Jones. That ball's caught. Aguilar right side. And he's going to be taken down here, still a couple yards short of the 1st. 14 yards is the pickup there, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the 2nd quarter. 14-7. So on 4th down, here's the Australia native Mitch Wisnowski to punt this one away. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And this is a beauty as that ball's going to angle out at the 6-yard line. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game, but this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football, because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Sliding out of the pocket. And he'll be pulled down, and now a late flag will come with it. And that's in the area of a face mask, I think.
This is unbelievable.
So the hand got inside the face mask that time. Looked like a pretty easy call.
And it was, and we saw this in their loss last week. Penalties at inopportune times that led to their demise.
And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Out of the gun, it's Elliott. Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So with 3rd and 10 and defensively a dime look, 6 DBs. Letting one fly deep for Cooper. Well, this is taken in. It's complete.
You know what? Why don't you just start over?
And he almost made it, but just short. Finally out of bounds, right down around the goal line. A big play there on the catch and run. The thing that hurt on that play, the missed tackle, that allowed the extra yardage.
It's a matchup game in the NFL. You get the guy that you want isolated, have him miss a tackle, and off you go.
It looks like a jumbo set with 3 tight ends here for 1st and goal. They'll roll him out. That is caught. It's Cooper for the Cowboy touchdown. 3 touchdown passes now for Dak Prescott. And the Cowboys will add on to their lead. The touchdown all set up by the big play 1 snap before, but they finish it off here with a shorter completion, this time for the score.
I like how they stuck with what got them there, right? The big pass play, got the momentum going, right? You create it with a play like that, and you come right back with another pass play to finalize things off.
So Dak will bring the Cowboys up to go for the 2-point try. They'll let Elliott try and run it in. And he is into the end zone to bump the lead up 2 more. And so they run it in on the 2-point try. You know, so often, Charles, we talk about from the offense's perspective what you do on the 2-point conversion. How about the defense? How do they play run versus pass?
It's really difficult for them because I think most teams want to play for the pass. That's what they see most teams do. And so are you able to mass enough people inside if the team decides to run it? Very difficult. I think what you're seeing a lot more now, people blitzing the 2-point conversion. They want you to make a quick decision and make it right now.
There, the offense wins the battle for 2. The Pats at the line, ready to go. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
He's going to dump this off to his running back, Hunt. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. Now the Patriots will use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. Jones to throw on 3rd down. And this is too far behind his man. He missed him. It's incomplete. The Patriots send out their punter as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Fielded just inside the 20. We'll call that a 49-yard punt, but a net of just 39 following the 10-yard return. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And that nearly a turnover, but it's incomplete. Oh, fortunate to retain possession there, and it's 2nd down. He's got his receiver, Cooper. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. A big play that time through the air. 31 yards.
Big plays are starting to become the trend here in this first half, and everything that they've tried has worked. And there's another example right there.
A 1st down throw for Prescott. Flushed out right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And that is incomplete. So we have reached halftime here with the visiting Cowboys out on top. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. We'll get started out at GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City, where it was the Chiefs who were able to come away with the home victory. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, 2 touchdown runs to lead the way. From there, we head east to check on the Bills at home in Buffalo. And they were winners as they defeat the visiting Philadelphia Eagles. Josh Allen, 2 touchdown passes as his guys remain unbeaten. And finally, on Monday Night Football, we'll wrap up the weekend with a good one between the Arizona Cardinals and the Washington Football Team. In the game you're watching, you've seen a strong first half out of Dak Prescott. His 3 touchdowns.
Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. Here's Harvin. And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36. So here are the Cowboys to take over. They're in the driver's seat right now, and they were winners last week over the Seattle Seahawks, so trying to keep that momentum moving in the positive direction. So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line. And this nearly an interception, but it's incomplete. Well, a turnover really would have helped him there, but not to be. To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Prescott. And they'll go back to Smith. This time it's complete. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
He's starting to fall into the category of not fair, because when he's on target throwing the ball, he's dangerous. But when you add in his ability to make plays with his feet, almost impossible.
Yeah, exactly. They've had trouble stopping him in the secondary. This time they've got the great coverage. Oh, he can run too. 8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. From the shotgun, again to Elliott. He takes us down to about the 12 for a gain of 3.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. And this is a rocket pulled in by Cooper, complete. Down to the 6-yard line on a pickup of 6 as he gets halfway to the goal line. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of, until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
3rd and short yardage, Prescott. And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
There wasn't even thought of a short field goal. There was no hesitation. They were going for it.
I think he was thinking ahead a couple plays ago, that if he got in this situation, they were definitely going for it. And you're right. It was a confident call and a decisive run to pick it up.
And this nearly an interception, but it's incomplete. Well, a turnover really would have helped him there, but not to be. And he will take it in for a Cowboy score. Ezekiel Elliott with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Cowboys take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. And he pushed it right. It's no good. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. A short kick taken at the 18. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. New England with a first down as they begin the drive. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
They'll wind up getting just a yard out of it. And all of a sudden here, it's third down. Back to throw. Jones. And right side, Henry's got it. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's fourth down. The Patriots send out their punter as he's on here to punt it away. Taking it about the 16. A very nice punt that time, but they get 11 back on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And oh, that nearly their first pick of the game, but it falls down to the ground incomplete. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Prescott, he's going to fire one deep left sideline. And that'll be incomplete as it's knocked away. But a penalty flag is down. So who's this going to be on? So a costly penalty yardage-wise as that'll move the football down to the spot of the foul.
And what the officials are looking for in these situations, whether you're playing the man or the ball. And if you're playing the man, you get a lot less leeway in terms of what's going to happen at the end of the play. But if you're looking for the football, it's less likely to draw the flag.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Prescott. And that one not to be. It's incomplete. So they couldn't hook up as time is now run out on this third quarter of play. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
And oh, that's going to wind up incomplete. Nearly their first pick of the game, but it does bring up fourth down.
They went with the dive look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
Flush to his right. Now he's going to throw it back deep over the middle. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Mike McCarthy took the gamble, didn't pay off. And the Patriots defense is going to take over on downs. Here's Jones on 1st and 10.
And that throw behind his man, he missed him, incomplete.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. To throw again. And he will go down. A Cowboys sack. It'll go as a loss of about 6, and now it brings up 3rd.
Work now for Jones and the Patriots here after the sack. It's 3rd and long.
Now Jones throwing on 3rd and long. Complete. It's Henry.
And a nice job to break free of one tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. Looking deep downfield. A fight for it, and this is caught. What a catch. And all the way in. Touchdown, New England. Nelson Aguilar. His 2nd touchdown on the season.
And the Patriots have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th.
Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead will be cut down to 14.
Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. And we'll see a return here from the end zone.
Oh, good return up past the 30.
And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Escaping the pressure right.
And this nearly an interception, but it's incomplete. Well, a turnover really would have helped him there, but not to be.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. And he comes back with one complete. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. Now Prescott. Eluding the pressure right.
That is caught by Lamb.
And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35.
And that pickup of a first down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
Oh, so frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here. Down late, tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
2nd down and 7.
Off the play fake, Prescott.
Left side to Lamb.
And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10.
When you have...
Mike McCarthy pretty decisive. He brings out that red challenge flag. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call. So the decision to challenge does not pan out, and that's also going to cost him a timeout. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
51 yards on the ground for him so far.
Starting to become a tough spot for this defense. You're down 4th quarter. Looking a little fatigued maybe on that side of the ball.
Partner, we've seen this.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Cowboys. A great effort there. His first touchdown on the year.
And the Cowboys are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this 4th quarter lead.
You having fun with this one, partner?
I am. I mean, he's been fun to watch under center.
We always talk about, getting to the next level, right? When we see people get into the zone, this guy's in the master class right now. What a performance he's putting on, just carving them up.
4 touchdown passes. Carving him up is right. Seems like everything he throws is going to be a completion and going in the end zone. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Should have been picked. Probably doesn't matter on a 2-point conversion, but still, as a former DB, you want to grab that ball when you can, don't you?
You certainly do, and don't say it, because I know you're thinking it. Don't say it.
What am I thinking?
I know what you're thinking. Well, if he'd had hands, he'd be playing on offense.
Right? That's true. You've said that before. Charles, this one, not over, certainly, but you set the magic number earlier in this game at 20 points. Said that they would need to hold them right around that marker under it. What are you seeing here?
Well, that number is still in play because...
And the Cowboys' pressure gets there this time for the sack. They dial up the corner blitz that time, and it delivers to the tune of a 9-yard loss. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. Another try after the first down sack. Jones. This complete left side to Aguilar. New England on 3rd down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This is 3rd and 16. Looking to throw. Jones. And that is incomplete.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for him. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. The Patriots come up empty on 4th down. And Dallas, they'll take over in terrific field position. And out now come the Cowboys. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes. And this is caught for a Cowboy touchdown. A great play there. With 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Cowboys are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. So Dak will bring the Cowboys up to go for the 2-point try. The Cowboys going to use their second timeout now. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. The Cowboys offense, it'll stay out there as they'll go for 2. They'll look to throw. Yeah, the Cowboys are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
Personally, I'd rather see them kick the extra point there than to go for 2, but it almost feels like there's a story within the story here. I mean, this isn't college. You know, size of victory, that matters in those games. Here, all you have to do is win by 1 point. That's all that you need. Instead, they go for it, get 2. You got some pretty ticked off folks on the other sideline now.
And they'll be set up pretty nicely here as they have it up to the 35-yard line. The Pats at the line, ready to go. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
That's all that's left, because victory, not a chance now. And I can't wait to see how they actually go about doing it, because there are a lot of people watching the body language of the guys on the field now, and if they call plays they want executed, they need to do that and do it really well. Otherwise, there could be repercussions.
We'll see how they handle the waning moments of this one. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense, they're just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them, because just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
And that is incomplete. But the pressure there on 3rd down, forcing the errant pass. 4th down coming up. They run for it with Hunt. And he's got the 1st down as he's up to the 45-yard line. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call. Maybe a frustration penalty there because he's picked them apart.
They've tried their best to get to him and haven't done it successfully. A penalty as a result of that hit there.
Jones now on 1st down. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10. Another pass attempt, another incompletion. You figure defensively, you're in the 4th quarter here. You've held the team under 100 yards passing. You've done your job. Especially
in today's NFL, which is truly a pass-first league.
Now they got to get to the line quickly. Jones on 3rd and 2. Completes it to Aguilar. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. Going old reliable there to the slot on 3rd down.
And the slot position has become the bane of just about every defense's existence, because how do you cover? Do you go with the bigger guy to try and use size? Do you try and go with the quicker guy, and sometimes you even get out quick there? Very difficult to match up that slot receiver. That's why they keep going back to him.
And he's had the hot hand. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds.
And yeah, that touchdown counts for their team, but I think it counts more for the fantasy guys, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just something maybe positive to look at on film. And now it's blocked. That's a live ball scooped up by the offense. So after the blocked PAT, they're ready to kick this one off. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line. So bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision. Loses him about 4 yards. Possession of the football going back to the Cowboys. They have the dream scenario you hope for coming into the game. Just one kneel here, and this game should be over.
And it's always the final play of preparation each week. The practicing of the kneel-down formation, the victory formation. We've got a game in hand, and that's all they're going to want to do now. They'll put someone back deep just in case something goes haywire. But all in all, take the snap, kneel down, and shake hands. Yes, get out of there.
To the right side, he's got Cooper. It's complete. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for Dallas, they're on a nice early roll as they move to 3-1 with a win here. And they'll return home next week to take on the Miami Dolphins. Meanwhile, for the Patriots, they'll fall back to 500 at 2-2. And they'll try to turn things around next week as they have a matchup in Cincinnati again.
Tonight, from AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas, it's a special prime time edition of the NFL on EA Sports. We'll see Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys taking on Tua Tagovailoa and the Miami Dolphins.
We are sandwiched between Fort Worth and Dallas, Texas, and Arlington at the luxurious AT&T Stadium. Obviously, they do everything big here in Dallas, and the introduction to the Cowboys, no exception. They're set for football in Big D as their guys will do battle with the Miami Dolphins. Hello again, everyone. I'm Brandon Gautin, joined as always by Charles Davis. And Charles, you take a look at this Cowboy team entering play. They come in feeling good after back-to-back victories.
And the offense last week, they had things humming. If you're a defensive player, you may get overshadowed a little bit, but you're really buoyed by what your offense is doing.
The first quarter of the season already in the rearview mirror, and off we go in Week 5 on EA Sports. This fielded right at the goal line. Now we'll see what the right arm of Dak Prescott has in store as the Dallas Cowboys offense sets up shop.
And he's been playing at an elite level here in this early half of the season. Tops in the league in touchdown passes at this point. This is definitely a wide open offense, and we'll see if he can keep his string of good games going right here.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Prescott. And there is Amari Cooper, his first catch. And, Charles, you see the numbers for Amari Cooper last week. Well up over 100 yards, and one of those catches found his way into the end zone.
I do think he'll be hard-pressed to duplicate those numbers this week, though, because he's gotten their attention, so they will double him on every snap at a minimum. In some cases, they'll triple him.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Prescott connects here with a tight end, Blake Jarwin. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Good job there to locate his tight end, Charles, in the middle of the field.
Yeah, he has good pass-catching abilities, and if they're able to continue to find him here in the early going, I think it'll help out his teammates out on the perimeter. You can take the big shots later if he occupies their attention.
So they'll get nothing out of that play, and it'll be 2nd and 10. They'll throw again. Prescott fights through, and now a crease, and still fighting. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Now a look at Smith. Not sure exactly what happened, but he's still down. Prescott looks to throw on 1st. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. And how about this first drive? They're being aggressive, slinging it around.
Really confident, too, because they're not trying to fool them with running plays, throwing it, and they're being very successful right now. And there's a completion to the tight end, and look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You get better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
A terrific opening drive has them knocking on the door, 1st and goal.
to the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
And this ball is caught by Lamb. Touchdown, Dallas. CeeDee Lamb, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Cowboys take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. Flushed out right. And that is incomplete. Well, they had that great, long, methodical drive to put it in the end zone. Then they tried to bite off a little more and get 8 points. Instead, they're sitting at 6.
But didn't that feel like a decision that they made on Tuesday?
Yeah. Well, you usually say that's what they do, right?
Right. That's the best one. The best ones do that. They take the emotion out of it. That felt like that was scripted. Hey, if we score in the opening drive, we're going to go for 2 and try and really gain an advantage.
Here is Tua Tagovailoa heading out to lead this Miami offense.
And this is a game for grit, determination, and somehow finding a way not to panic. What a horrible start for them. I mean, they haven't won a game yet. So now, as a quarterback, you're not just talking to your team. You've got to demonstrate to them what they need to do to win. He's got to be the leader by how he plays.
Now a play fake. Here's Tagovailoa. He's got Burton here. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and short.
It's pretty easy to overlook the fullback when you're making your assignments defensively in the pass coverage game. But in this case, they made him pay for that oversight and picks up a nice gain.
And he stopped immediately there. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. On 3rd down, it's Hines. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
Plenty of things to talk about here, partner, but to me, their defense gave up a touchdown on the first drive. How about how they're responding, coming back? That's a big 3rd down pickup to keep their drive alive.
And he'll get this down only to about the 46. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. They run with Hines. Give him 3 yards, and now they're left needing a conversion here on 3rd and 6. Well, this defense for the Cowboys, they were strong last week, CD, and that went over New England.
And what I saw on film was a nearly unstoppable pass rush. 5 sacks last week, plenty of hurries given up. So now what do you do on offense? You just max protect, keep everyone in and run the ball? Or maybe just 1 or 2 receiver routes in order to try and keep your quarterback upright?
Nice job keeping that opening drive alive, and they're in plus territory, that part of the field where you really want to convert on 3rd down. They did. Big-time pickup for them, and now I think the aggressive play callers think to themselves, this part of the field, I take my shot at the end zone, because the closer you get to the end zone, the field gets condensed. It makes it a lot tougher to run those routes. You still got a chance to actually run past people right now. Take your shot at the end zone early in the down and distance count. On 2nd down, right back to Hines. Now after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. They'll run on 1st down. Hines. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted. And that's going to be incomplete. This offense 2 for 2 on 3rd downs on this drive. They're in for a tough test here, though. 3rd and long. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. Over the middle, complete. It's long. And they'll get 10 there, but it leaves them just short for 4th down. So 4th down, Tua departs, and on is Jason Sanders and the Dolphin field goal unit. Sanders' kick is good. And they are on the board, trailing now 6-3. So the field goal that cuts the lead in half as they, too, are able to get some points on their initial drive of the game.
Yeah, all in all, a a pretty positive response, right, to the points that were scored against them, and they got a little help from their opponent anyway. Missed the conversion, so now they're just 3 back.
And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. On 1st and 10, Prescott. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Elliott. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down. Here's Prescott. He's going to fire one deep left sideline. And he's got it. What a catch on the sideline. A big connection on that one. 33 yards.
That's a great job of working the sideline right there. I love how he tracked the football the whole way. Just reached up and pulled it in. Had excellent field presence to understand where he was in order to make that play happen.
And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
There are a good number of coaches at any time they call an in route are really worried about the play because there's so much traffic ordinarily that the ball has to get through to get to the receiver. And on that play, it was batted down.
And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds.
One of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field, and here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. The give is to Elliott, and he'll be stopped after a gain of only a couple down to the 15-yard line.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you got to continue to try and run and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean or also just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
A yard in the wrong direction makes 3rd down tougher. 3rd down and 9.
Made the quick throw there outside the numbers, and you can feel the thought process. They just wanted to get in his hands and let him make a play. But how about the job they did defensively?
And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. Emmanuel Agba able to record his 5th sack of the season. So this defense, they gave up some yards on this drive, but bottom line, they came up with a sack when it mattered.
And we know that every down counts, but let's be honest about it. People focus on 3rd down as a real key down in any drive, any situation, and they took full advantage of 3rd down there and made a play.
Dak and the offense still out there. They are going to go for it. 4th down, Prescott steps away, and it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Mike McCarthy took the gamble, didn't pay off, and the Dolphins defense is able to hold. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Over the middle, and it's incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
Now he dumps this off over the middle, and they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. Throwing is Tagovailoa on 3rd down here. And he is going to have the Dolphins 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. On play action, here's Tua. Tua hit, and the ball is out. Tua going to try and go quickly here. Throwing on 2nd and long. Tua. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this 1st half. Out of the gun on 3rd down, here's Tua. It's caught here by Adams. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. Just a 5-yard pickup, but it leads to 4th down.
Timing is everything, and they work on this cut all the time. They work on all the timing patterns, and this time it paid off for them. Worked it to the center of the field, cut it to the outside, ball's delivered, gets both feet down for the completion.
Now Dak Prescott and the offense heading back onto the field. He's played a pretty clean first half, a touchdown, no interceptions.
Frankly, that's what they expect out of him. They want to see the ball thrown and thrown well, and he's able to do that and put it in the end zone. They'd love to see more of that before this game finishes, but right now, he's got his team in a good spot.
A good spot, maybe looking for touchdown pass number 2 here in the second quarter. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Prescott now. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line.
That was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Out of the gun. Here's Prescott. Flush to his right. And that one off the mark behind him. Incomplete.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them. And I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
Big play that time through the air. 30 yards. Well, one thing's for sure. They're going to have to come up with something at halftime because he is absolutely roasting them right now.
They're going to go through the whole litany of things, changing coverages, what are we going to do to put a man on him? The big thing to me is treat it like a good pitcher treats pitching a game. Change your timing, change your location. So sometimes you're up on him, sometimes you're back. Just change up the looks that he sees and make him just a little bit more.
So we come upon halftime. 6-3 is our score. And now due to apparent time constraints, we fast forward to the beginning of the second half. The Dolphins down on the scoreboard, but they'll have it first as we get going in this third quarter. From just inside the 20, a short kick. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape up past the 30. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
From the gun, it's Tua. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. An important play right here, 3rd and 10.
And I would expect pressure here.
Tagovailoa working out of the gun. And able to find Gesicki as tight end. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Setting to throw on first down is Tua. It's complete to Parker, left side. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Here's Hines. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Hines. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. What that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Well, I'm not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete. This Cowboy defense looked ready for that 3rd down pass. Brings up 4th. The kick by Sanders is good. And that will tie things up at 6-6. So they come away from this opening drive in the third quarter with only 3, but it does draw them even.
Yeah, and that has to be job one, doesn't it? A touchdown definitely would have been nice. We know that. But here, you get back on even terms, and now you've got most of the second half to try and get yourself into a position to win.
And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. He's going to fire one deep left sideline. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down. Third quarter, all tied up. This is 2nd and 10. Prescott to throw it. Escaping the pressure right. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49.
That's something we have not seen him do to this point, and that's take the ball, tuck it, and run.
Exactly right. His first carry of the game. I guess he picked a good time to do it.
He certainly did. Not only did he have the element of surprise, he's making sure he's judicious in taking off.
And oh, that nearly their first pick of the game, but it falls down to the ground incomplete. Now a deep ball there. Second down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
There is something to a game plan with trying to keep a defense honest. With a guy with that type of speed, you do so. Send him deep. Try and throw some air under it and hope you connect downfield. On that play, they were unsuccessful.
Wide open, Amari Cooper. Touchdown, Cowboys. Amari Cooper, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Cowboys have taken the lead. Now Mike McCarthy saying, let's go for 2. They'll let Elliott try and run it in. And he will get into the end zone to extend the lead by 2 more. So they kept it on the ground, got it into the end zone. But Charles, sometimes you probably see teams treat a 2-point conversion differently than if it was 1st and goal from the 2, or I should say 3rd and goal from the 2.
I agree with you totally on that. A lot of teams treat it as if they have farther to go and shy away from running the football. I think this is a great spot to do it because most teams play you for the pass. Go ahead and run and let your linemen surge and fire out.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. 46 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now. On first down, it's Hines. And he's going to be met at about the 43. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. Tua going to throw. And that one's going to be off target and incomplete. But the passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
And he's going to get this inside the 30.
We often hear the phrase sure-handed tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup. And on this play, he finds it for the first down.
And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. On 2nd and 12, Tua. That's complete to his tight end, Mike Gesicki. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. A big play that time on the catch and run. 1st and goal, a touchdown and a 2-point conversion here are musts. This is Hines. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. Now Tua. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Touchdown, Dolphins. Mike Gesicki, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Dolphins have a chance to tie things up as they trail by 2 here in the 4th. And he's going to be sacked. They came after him. He couldn't get away. And this remains a 2-point game. And a failure to convert and tie the game. Now the pressure shifts back to the defense.
But I think it was the right play. I think it was the right call to try and tie the game there. Kick an extra point, you're still down 1. What's the sense? I like what they did.
So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. Eluding the pressure right. That's complete to his tight end, Sprinkle. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
Well, that should be a reminder defensively, and I think it's a reminder to myself because you just can't sell out to stop the run. There's still enough time that this offense can move the football through the air, even on 1st and 2nd downs, and they obviously picked the right spot to throw the ball there.
And he tries to keep the legs churning, but he's going to be stopped behind the line. 2nd and 11. To throw is Prescott. He'll buy some time right. Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle 3rd. He couldn't catch it. Now 3rd down. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. High throw, but the catch is made. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. That's a good chunk of yardage. It's going to be canceled out.
And we always talk about hidden yardage in a game. That's going to count as that because now it doesn't go on the books, but now they have to make that up again, don't they?
It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Here's Tagovailoa on 1st and 10. He'll check this down to Hines. And he's taken down inside the 30.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch him drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me. I'm going to keep firing.
Hey, we're going to do what we do.
Well, when you're leading in the 4th quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all, and now your discipline comes into question. Having poise this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
Throwing now is Tagovailoa. He's got it. Touchdown. Hunter Long, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Dolphins are going to jump back in front. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the lead is up to 5. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. Here's Harvin. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And they got to be pleased with this. He brings it all the way up to the 40-yard line.
And when you're facing a deficit on the scoreboard, you're just looking for something to get you right back into the game, and that's the spark that they were looking for. They got it with that big return.
And here's a good way to kick off the drive, complete over the middle. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a 1st down.
Prescott looking deep in the direction of Cooper. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So the pass incomplete in the end zone, but contact and pass interference.
And now where does the ball get placed?
At the 1-yard line. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Now from the 9, here's 2nd and goal. Here's Dak. And that is caught. Touchdown, Cowboys. A great effort there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Cowboys have once again taken the lead.
A lot of people might call this backyard football. Sometimes just understanding who you've got out wide and who you're going to throw it to. Give him an opportunity to go up and make a play, even when contested. Looks like that one worked out pretty well. The trust factor, in effect.
Yeah, the Cowboys are going to have first and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. So that effort gives them a 3-point cushion and guarantees that a field goal going forward won't beat them.
Yeah, that's really good strategy because that's all you care about. Not getting beat at this stage. At least give your team a fighting chance.
Pulls it in at the 13. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They're only in need of a field goal, a decent amount of time on the clock. So tell me if I'm wrong. You don't have to be too panicked here.
No, not at all. I agree with you. And this is where your preparation and your confidence comes into play. They've worked on these situations.
They practice this all the time.
They practice it all the time. They know what they want to get done. And in a lot of cases, the great competitors, they love this situation. They think they can go ahead and get it done.
They practiced it. We'll see if practice makes perfect. Now Tua. And this is caught by Parker. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. That's what they need right now. Get the first down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
Tua's throw taken in by Adams. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. They got exactly what they wanted there. Out route, catch, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
And I have to criticize defense here because you know the situation. You want to keep them inbounds and have the clock run. So I'm sitting on the outside portion of the field and not letting them throw an out route. Throw anything inside and I'll make the tackle. An out route? That's not the way you're supposed to play it.
And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 ticks remaining on the clock. A hole to dig out of here, 2nd and 17. Now it's Hines. And he's going to get this one down inside the 15. 54 yards rushing for him now to this point. And with inside of 10 seconds, 8 to be precise, we get whistles and a timeout on the field. So 4th down, Tua departs, and on is Jason Sanders and the Dolphin field goal unit. And his kick is right there. It's good, and they will tie this game here in the final seconds. So a money kick there in the final seconds, and now, barring any hijinks on the kickoff here, partner, I think you and I, we're going to settle in for a little overtime.
And I wouldn't have it any other way. This has been a dogfight all through regulation. No reason to think it won't continue in the extra period.
And we need overtime to decide this one after 4 quarters of play. We're all even. The extra session in a moment. This is the NFL on EA Sports. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. Looking up into the lights, and he muffs it. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game, because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
As we said, they control their own destiny now. To throw again on second down. Tua. He's got Fuller. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 40. Going to the air. Tagovailoa. Oh, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 34. And the Cowboys are going to have it with a chance to win the game here in overtime. A costly mistake here in OT.
And you know what they say when you throw an interception like that in overtime? You don't usually get a chance to throw a second one. I mean, I'm not sure the analytics on it. Let's ask Marvin, our statistician, to ring that down for us. That's typically how coaches and teams feel about it. If you throw one, you likely cost yourself the game.
And he'll get this up to about the 40. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. Now what can Prescott do in the OT? He's going to rifle one deep left side. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes. Emmanuel Ogbah in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. 2 minutes left in this overtime session, and still all tied. A big call here in overtime. They're going for it on 4th down. Rolling to his right. That's complete to Lamb. Gets through, and now an opening. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. Well, when they kept the offense on the field, you saw the face I made looking at you like, what are they doing? How did they do that?
Yeah, that's almost a miracle, isn't it? Because the two of us have talked to play callers, and every time we talk to them about going for it on 4th and long, they give us that same look you just gave me. And they would say, I don't have that call on my play sheet, Haas. We just don't have that one. Well, apparently he did, and they got it.
And in overtime, wow. Now Prescott sliding out of the pocket. And he's into the end zone for the touchdown and the game winner in OT. So the game-winning touchdown came through the air in overtime. 4 quarters wasn't enough. We were treated to a really good one, weren't we, Parker?
That we were, and I just love being able to be witness to a game like this all the way through. Who's going to win it? Oh, what? We're getting overtime? Great for us. A lot of tension on the field. Very tough. Not a surprise it ended with a passing touchdown. That's the way we play in the NFL. But the execution was pretty darn good.
So for the Cowboys, they boost their record up to a strong 4-1. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Los Angeles Rams. Meanwhile, for the Dolphins, things aren't looking good. It'll be an 0-5 start, and they'll be on the road next week for a matchup with the Carolina Panthers. So that's a wrap. For Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports.